we will go down now for the start of the next race, the men's lightweight 4. I will read over the start list with, in lane 1, Serbia, with Miloš Tomic in the stroke seat. France, Franck Sofrosi, Guillaume Reynaud, Jean-Christophe Bett and Fabien Tillet. That's a long experienced crew. Ireland, coached by a German, Eugene Coakley, Gerald Towie, Richard Archibald and Paul Griffin. That's their lightweight 4. Next to them, China, Jun Tian in the stroke seat, and that's lane 4. Lane 5, Germany, Scheidt, Schönmann, Fink, Körner and Körner, two brothers, twins in the stroke seat and 3 seat. And Great Britain, world champions last year, Paul Mattick, Richard Chambers, James Clark and James Lindsay Finn. Richard Chambers now in the bow seat, James Clark at stroke. And they're sitting relaxed on the start.
France, Ireland, China, Germany, Great Britain. Attention.
Clean start. We've had clean starts right the way through the regatta this time, and we're not using the clogs, which sometimes we use at this course. They have a clog system, don't they, here, which grips the bows, and so we rely on the crews to keep the boat pointing straight down the course. And if it's a difficult headwind or crosswind, then that is exceedingly difficult, as it's evidence in one way that the boat, the wind is fairly straight down the course, because all the crews seem to be getting off straight and easily. So the indications are good for what we've been claiming all along, which is that this is a fair course. We had some controversy in the discussions at the beginning of this regatta, Svetla, because people wanted to know why the rowing, which normally takes place in the morning of the Olympic regatta, has been scheduled for the afternoons of the first week of the Olympics instead of the morning in Beijing. What was the reason behind that?
The reason behind that was simply to try to select the best time when the wind conditions are in the best shape. And this happened to be the afternoon. In the morning, the wind is starting from the north and then slightly starting changing, moving to
so it swings round,
spinning around. And in the afternoon, from 1 o'clock onwards, it's a straight wind parallel to the course, and this is the main reason why we decided we should go and not risk.
Absolutely. So interestingly, you've chosen for what you think will be a constant and straight wind, but it will be a headwind.
It will be headwind.
So we will sacrifice fast times for the greater certainty of fair conditions.
That's right.
You can't say they'll be fair, but the greater certainty of fair, the hope of fair conditions.
Correct, but we had the test event last year. These were the World Junior Championships, and this was proven. So we had the wind changing during the morning and absolutely fine conditions in the afternoon. On the other hand, the weather forecast is not predicting strong winds, so we will have some winds, but very slight, the maximum 3 meters per second, which is not a problem.
We have a very interesting development here, which is that this China crew, which did not perform in the medal positions this time last year, is now leading the last year's gold medalists, and indeed many of the other crews. France were in silver medal with almost the same crew, and therefore, as a measure of this event, I would say that this China crew moving out with 750 meters gone as we come up to the halfway line, this half-length lead, world champions who were back in the field early on and came through in the last quarter of the race in the World Championships, but this is an ominous signal being sent to the world by China, which has almost exactly a full-length lead over Great Britain in second place, with Germany in third place, France fourth, Ireland fifth, and Serbia sixth. So China looking to me to reach long. That's a good, long, easy stroke. And this crew, which has, of course, got Chongqing Wu in the 2 seat. That's him second from the right as he'd just disappear out of picture, and he is still only 19 years old and was a world champion in 2006 when he was 17 years old, we thought. I have had word from one or two of the European coaches working in China that there is not always absolute documentary certainty about some of these dates of birth, and it would be extraordinary indeed for a 17-year-old to come through and win world championship medals with quite the level of ground-in expertise. He didn't look to me like somebody who'd only been rowing for a couple of years. We've seen some of those, and this wasn't one of them. So we have China in the lead by a length at 1,000 metres, now being clawed back by the field, Germany pulling up on them. But Germany, in pulling up on China, has pulled ahead of Great Britain. So last year's gold medalists and world champions now in bronze medal position with a reasonable gap back to 4th place. China leading, Germany second, Great Britain third as we come into the last quarter of the race. China having led out by a full length at 1,000 metres, now half a length the lead with 500 to go. What will happen in this last quarter? Great Britain were in about the same position this time last year and pulled through in a devastating last 500 to take the gold medal. Can they get back on terms with this China crew, which is rowing extremely nicely? China at 37.5, that's well within their race pace. All three of these crews, notwithstanding the head, it's not even a wind anymore, it's down to a breeze now, and notwithstanding that, as they come with 350 metres to go, China holding on to that half-length lead. In fact, nothing has changed in the last 250 metres as we enter the last 1/8 of the race shortly. These crews still level pacing. One of them is going to have to make a change, a real burst for the line, and it seems to be Great Britain. James Clark in the stroke seat, picking up the pace, and they are clawing back on Germany, but not making a great impression on China as they come in the last 250 metres, last 200 metres now. China lead, and Great Britain and Germany neck and neck, locked in battle for silver medals. China holding on to that lead, the bow ball still on the 3-man of the China crew. So silver medal in dispute, gold medal looking very solid for China. They don't look stressed, and they are just reaching out and holding on to their position. Germany, Great Britain, unsplittable. You cannot see the difference. On the surge, one is ahead. On the surge, the other is ahead as they come up to the line. China leading across the line by now a lead reduced to a canvas. Great Britain in second place, Germany in third place, and then a long way back for, I think it was Ireland were actually sixth. No, Ireland were fourth, and sorry, where are we? Great. The result as given on the scorecard is not correct, because China is definitely first. Great Britain now second place, 0.59 of a second behind China. That is correct. Germany in third, 0.97 behind China. That is also seems correct. And we're waiting for 4th, 5th and 6th. But China there, not unduly exhausted by that race, and looking very happy with their win. And second from the right of your picture is the putative 19-year-old, world champion age 17. It seems a little bit a stretch of the imagination, but we will rely on the documentary evidence coming out of China on this matter. So France took 4th place, 4 seconds off the lead. Ireland 6 seconds off the lead in place 5, and Serbia well off the pace, 15 seconds behind, having been 10 at 1500, 7 at 1000, and 3 and a bit at 500. So Serbia losing speed all the way through. That wasn't a sudden collapse.